A very warm and hearty welcome to all the distinguished guests present here this evening. Let us get started with the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I would now invite Mr. Rajesh Jha, President TMA, for the welcome speech.
Distinguished speakers, members of the TMA, esteemed guests, students, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first introduce the theme of this year TRIMA, that is, work in a changing world, a vision for Kerala. As you know, the character and nature of work is changing. Collaboration is the key mantra. We not only have to collaborate between humans, but machines as well. We don't know today whether we are talking to humans or a humanoid when we are making a long distance call. In future, we will not know whether the guy working next to us is a human or humanoid. With technology rapidly developing in areas like 3D printing, robotics, artificial intelligence, type of work and quantum of work is the key issue. In fact, we all have assembled here to find answers to questions facing our working population and especially the youth. It has been an endeavor of TMA to come up with pertinent themes for the experience and innovative minds to discuss, debate, and find suitable answers. As you know, Trivandrum Management Association is an affiliate of All India Management Association, which is an apex body of professional managers engaged in promoting excellence in management. TMA was established in 1985, and the flagship event of TMA is our annual convention, which has been branded as TRIMA, which brings under one roof the practicing managers, professionals, bureaucrats, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and management students to listen to a galaxy of well-known speakers from India and abroad. TMA has close to 325 individual members, 30 corporate members, and has 7 student chapters. The annual convention, branded as TRIMA, and the Management Leadership Award, which is presented to an individual who has shown exceptional leadership qualities in the field of management, are the 2 major programs Trivandrum Management Association undertakes. TMA has been all over, be it conceptualizing and implementing hydrogen economy in Kerala, coastal movement of hydrogen, taking it to various filling stations, other initiatives of clean mobility solution, high-speed rail network from Trivandrum to Kasaragod, waste to energy or waste to hydrogen, port-led industrialization, and of course, the mega Vizhinjam International Transshipment Port project, which has attained significant progress. TMA is the think tank, which gives the right opinions and collaborates with the government, with the opinion makers, with the policy makers. It is my honor to welcome the dignitaries who have come here to grace the inaugural function of TRIMA 2020. First of all, I have the privilege and honor to welcome the chief guest of the function, Mr. Arif Muhammad Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala. Mr. Khan has previously been a cabinet minister in the union government. He has held several portfolios ranging from energy to civil aviation. He became a member of Legislative Assembly of UP in 1977 at a very young age of 26. Mr. Khan is best known for principle-based politics. On behalf of Trivandrum Management Association, I have great honor to welcome you, sir, to the inaugural function, TRIMA 2020. Mr. Hemant Nerurkar, ex-MD Tata Steel, past president of IMA and director of Adani Enterprises Limited. Mr. Nerurkar has 35 years of experience in the steel industry in various functions. He played a pivotal role in putting Tata Steel in the top 10 steel companies in the world. And that was really a proud moment when Tata Steel bought Chorus. He has been conferred with several prestigious awards such as the Tata Gold Medal 2004, SMS DMAG Excellence Award 2002, Steel 80s Award 1990, SAIL Gold Medal 1989, Visvesvaraya Award 1988, and NMD Award 1987. He'll be delivering the keynote presidential address. On behalf of Trivandrum Management Association, I have great pleasure to welcome you, sir, to this inaugural function. I also take this opportunity to welcome my colleague at TMA, Dr. M.I. Sahadullah, Chairman TRIMA 2020 and CMD KEMS. He is a well-known physician and a developer of one of the best healthcare facilities in Kerala. In fact, he was one of the region that we chose to come to Trivandrum and decided to work for Vizhinjam Port. I also welcome Mr. Mahesh, Secretary TMA, and I welcome all the delegates, special invitees, speakers of the session, past presidents of Trivandrum Management Association, students of TMA chapters, members of the press, and all the invitees to this function, and wish that you will witness a very intellectually stimulating session and take back a lot of learnings from TRIMA 2020. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The President of the function, Mr. Hemant Nerurkar, our Chief Guest, Honorable Governor of Kerala, Mr. Arif Muhammad Khan, my colleagues, Mr. Rajesh Shah and Mahesh, all the distinguished guests of the dais, the delegates, the media, the representatives from various corporations, past presidents of the TMA, I think they have come in good numbers today, and also all the executive members of the Trivandrum Management Association. I think it is a great pleasure just to explain what is the context of this convention. I think Rajesh Shah made it somewhat clear that why we chose this subject of, the changing job situations in Kerala and all over India, probably all over the world. And what is the mission for Kerala? We always talk these days about disruption and disruption due to technology. But I think it is spreading now disruptions due to geopolitical reasons, economic downturns, social and cultural changes, and why should we stop now? Even health. And in health, we use the term in the last few days as corona anxiety. I think so much anxiety on the corona epidemic, or rather pandemic. So all the disruptions are changing the ecosystem, and that also leads us to the change in the way we live and the way we are going to work. These changes were always happening in the past, but what is the difference? Probably the difference is that in the last decade, at least we feel that it is happening, on a rapid pace. If you look at some of the reports, especially from the India Skills Report 2020, I think the 18 to 35 age, the millennials as we call, and 47% of our workforce will be the millennials. And they have a different way of thinking. They have a sense of, uncertainty, and they believe perhaps in the democratic socialism. Again, this report says that the same people have the employability much lower than we would desire to. About 47% is their employability also. So that means about 10 out of the 10 people we interview or we see, and only about 4 or 5 will be employable. I think in healthcare, I'm in healthcare, and so the doctors usually had much higher employability. But in the recent past, the employability of the doctors, including the postgraduates and the specialists, also have come down tremendously. And if you look at the Kerala and the unemployment rate, as it was said in the assembly in the last few weeks ago, is about in double digits, about 10% or a little more. And in India in general, it's about 7 to 8%. And about 35 lakhs of people are unemployed, of the employable age, unemployed in Kerala. And out of that, 45,000 are engineers. And believe it or not, 7,700 medical graduates are unemployed at the moment in Kerala. And IMA has started a website especially in Cochin, where the people can meet the doctors who wants to be employed and all the hospitals. And it was a good initiative, and so we can go there and search for the people. So in this situation, what is our preparedness for the future? And how can we increase the employability? What can we do about it? And I feel that there's a lot of things can be done, and that's the whole deliberation, the whole purpose of this convention. And if you look at multifaceted approach is required, I think from the government side, there's a lot of activities are going on, and learning and development is continuously happening. The education is one of the major areas where rapid changes and fundamental changes have to happen if we want to catch up with the changing job situations. And cognitive functions like, innovation and creativity, we may have to really develop further and further. No need to say about the technology. So TRIMA 2020 has imbibed this subject and taken the topic of work in a changing environment and a mission for Kerala, a vision for Kerala. And we have 4 sessions we have divided, very good speakers, and some of them are here. and Industry 4.0, and that's the fourth industrial revolution. There's one session, able to capable, learning for life, and Industry Connect, where we can come together. So I think we hope the deliberations in today and tomorrow will be very useful, and we have to look at the practical aspects, how we can go forward in a rapid pace. The main thing that it should not end up just speeches. I think there's a very elite crowd here, and you should participate very actively, so it should be a dialogue, and that's why we have arranged the whole program into panel discussions. I hope you will all enjoy this today's and tomorrow's session. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Muhammad Khan, President, Trivandrum Management Association, Mr. Jha, Mr. Saadullah, who has put together this convention, and Mr. Mahesh. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Trivandrum Management Association for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to participate in such an important subject, which is work in the changing world. Of course, vision for the Kerala is something which I may not be able to give, all of you will be able to do so, but I think the topic is so important that, and you have heard most of the sessions which are going to be there. But before coming to work, I thought we should think of workers and the employees who are going to be part of this changing world. So I have a small presentation which was based on a recent survey which was done for the employees for 2020. So can I just go through those 3-4 slides? Right, the first slide shows you how confident are the employees of today. You know, imagine ourselves when we started work, and if someone had told us to change the job, we would be afraid. Today 80% of them feel confident that they can get another job. They are quite positive about the job market. So it's a confident workforce which is coming in, who has a confidence in the future of the country. All the employees today feel that they must be able to contribute in and have the harmonious workplace for their jobs. These all leadership is important, as 52% say so, and the focus is important, but most important is a harmonious workplace and ability to contribute. Now this is something interesting. All of them want that the company has to be well adapted to digital transformation, which is the subject we are looking at. And 38% feel that the workplace is not giving them enough opportunities to learn. And what are the soft skills? You know, Gen X and today's millennials, the major difference what has come in is what is known as mentorship. And you can see the theme developing even from the earlier slides, where they said that my skill development, my leadership development is something, and people should be concerned about me. And the last is, of course, why people change job or what they look for when they change. And the important thing is actually the money is coming very last, or not important. What is coming important is skill development, harmonious workplace, and camaraderie. I think these are the important lessons. As long as we accept them, we look at them and take them seriously, I am sure our workforce will be a happy group and a happy workplace to be with. Coming back to the work situation itself, or the job descriptions of what we will have in future, I think one needs to really look at trends, business trends and social trends carefully. And some of the examples I can straight away think are as follows. Number one, of course, is let's look at finance. After the introduction of IBC and also the financial discipline which has come as a result, today the finance industry is looking at approaching the work quite differently. Similarly, if you look at NBFCs and the MNC banks, we are looking at small SMEs and mid-market segment very carefully. Now all this is good, but at the same time, when you have those focus area which is different, what do you require? Your risk assessment becomes very important. The distress asset management becomes important. And lastly, and not the least, digital and intelligent data management becomes equally important. Now look at our good old manufacturing sector like steel or construction or automotive. Thanks to the cheap and very good availability of sensors, cameras, drones, all these are being used extensively today in a good old manufacturing or construction industry, and this has led to tremendous increase in the productivity. So the skill required today is, apart from of course the technical expertise in those sectors which is required, you certainly require again IoT 4, digital and data analytics. Third, you take a very simple one which is dear to all of us, which is environment, health and safety, EHS as it is called today. You may be aware, and I don't want to take the name of the company, but in the next state, our neighboring state, the copper industry is down for more than 1 year. One can say that there was some politics, something, but basic environment was the issue to start with. And this is the price one has to pay. Similarly, if you see the way the younger people are asking us today, what condition, you got a very good planet when we came into this world. What sort of a planet you are living for us? Today, the packaging industry is undergoing a drastic change because the FMCG companies have to have packaging under the pressure of the environmentalists, which is completely reusable or biodegradable. So these are the things which are happening, and if you see some of the important risks which were noted in the Davos this year, biodiversity failure was one, and human-induced disasters was another one. All are connected to environment, health and safety, and this is going to be a subject of great importance in times to come. And last one, of course, is very dear, which is the human resources. Now, human resource in general cannot be termed in a very general way anymore. It has to depend on the business acumen as well as subject matter expertise. Add to that, you have a gender equality, which is a very, very important subject today, and special steps have to be taken to manage that. So I have just described some of them. There are other sectors where also there are changing needs, changing requirements, and all of us need to get prepared for tomorrow's world, because these are the changes which are going to be there. Some of the jobs which tomorrow's world will have, I have just noted some of them down, is like a social media assistant, green marketeer, data scientist, so on and so forth. Now these are the jobs 5 years back possibly did not exist. So that is what is going to happen. So in conclusion, what I would like to say is, tomorrow's workforce is a different workforce, their aspirations are different, and the business has to take note of that. Similarly, the business will have to take note of the changing trends both in business and in the social side. If we do these two well, if we build them in our day-to-day business strategies, I think the businesses will succeed, and that's what is the challenge we have in front of us. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity.
Past recipients of TMA CSR awards are HLL Life Care Limited, Terumo Penpal Limited, Kim's Healthcare Limited, Cochin Shipyard Limited, Shobha Limited, Tata Consultancy Services, and Adani Foundation. The award comes with a citation and a trophy. And this year's TMA Terumo Penpal CSR Awards winner is KEF Holding, received by Dr. Joseph Sebastian. Also, may I request Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala, to present the award. The award committee was headed by Mr. P. Vijay Chandran, past President, TMA, Chairman. TMA Adani Startup Award. This award is intended to recognize a business owner or the founder of an organization who has developed a unique business model and has made remarkable progress in the initial phase of starting the business. The award comes with a citation and a trophy. And the award goes to the TMA Adani Startup Award 2020 goes to Embright Infotech, received by Bobin Chandra and Mr. Satyanarayan AR. And to present the award, may I again invite Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala, and the award committee was headed by CA Suresh Mohanar, past President, TMA Chairman. TMA KIMS Best Paper Presentation Award. As a part of TMA's Management Skill Development Initiatives for aspiring management professionals, TMA has instituted Best Paper Presentation Award in association with KIMS Healthcare Management since 2014. The award comes with a certificate, a trophy, and a cash prize. And the first prize winners or the winners for this award this year are Mr. Ritu Rexi and Ms. Najla Nasser of Institute of Management in Kerala. And to present the award, may I call upon stage once again Honorable Governor of Kerala, Sri Arif Muhammad Khan. And the award committee was headed by Colonel R.J. Nair. The first runner-up position, that is the second prize, were won by Mr. Jane Richard and Miss Midhuna Chandran of St. Xavier's College of Engineering, MBA Department. And the award will be presented by Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala. Congratulations and thanks to all. It's time for the official inauguration of TRIMA 2020. I invite Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala, to inaugurate the ceremony by lighting the ceremonial lamp. I would also request all dignitaries to join.
Shri Hemant Nerurkar, Director, Adani Enterprises Limited, Dr. M.I. Sadullah, Chairman, Traima 2020, Shri Rajesh Jha, President, Trivandrum Management Association, Shri Mahesh Ellis, Secretary, Trivandrum Management Association, പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട സഹോദരി സഹോദരന്മാരെ എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. I am delighted to inaugurate Traima 2020, the annual management convention of the Trivandrum Management Association, which has chosen work in a changing world, a vision for Kerala as its theme. The theme has relevance in the present context where changes in technology, politics, culture and demography are transforming our world. At first sight, such changes pose a challenge to the existing systems, but they also present opportunities which we must utilize to create a bright future. In fact, I can't put it in better words than what Mr. Hemant Nerurkar has already said, and that too in few sentences. Therefore, first, I would like to compliment the Trivandrum Management Association for focusing its discussion on developing fundamental human capabilities, lifelong learning to develop such capabilities, and ensuring the role of business in these processes with the aim of generating meaningful work for our people. I am informed that the Trivandrum Management Association, which is, as has already been pointed out, affiliated to All India Management Association, has contributed significantly to all the professional and management initiatives in Kerala's capital city. Today's annual convention focuses on the fourth industrial revolution and its impact on our business scenario. The age of Industry 4.0 is marked by automation through robotics and artificial intelligence, promising higher productivity, increased efficiencies, safety and convenience. At the same time, these technologies raise difficult questions about the broader impact of automation on jobs, skills, wages, and the very nature of work. Moving into this area, it makes it necessary to build competitive advantage by understanding the impact of new technological changes and to adopt new business models. Business houses also need to apprise governments about the active role to be played by the state as a creator and regulator of innovation. I think this word today carries great significance. Almost regularly we come across cases where we see people fully equipped with knowledge, but conventional knowledge. Very erudite people left to deal with a world which does not exist anymore. And on the other hand, people with innovative ideas, with new thinking, out-of-box methodologies, they, in India as well as at the international level, they emerge, they embrace success. So all of us, for all of us, there is a great lesson in the life stories of these people. This calls for a fresh lease of skill upgradation among the existing and upcoming workforces. The demands of the industry need to be considered by the academia so that a graduate job seeker would have some idea about the skills required for entry and survival in the new work environment. At a time when the skills required in the workplace are changing at the speed of thought, it is essential to focus on enduring human capabilities, which can be applied across situations. Qualities such as teamwork, empathy, curiosity, creativity, innovation, critical thinking, social intelligence, and likewise are essential for everyone today. In today's work environment, the most successful people are the lifelong learners. And in India, we have this great saying, ancient saying, which exhorts us to remain a student throughout our lives. Tapaso adhyay nirittam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. In Islamic tradition, there is a famous hadith which says from Mahad to Lahad. Mahad is cradle of the young child, and Lahad is the burial place. You have to remain a student, a seeker of knowledge, right from cradle to the day you die. And formal education, that only lays foundations. If I remember correctly, Einstein has said that your really education starts when you have forgotten everything that you had learned in your college. It is learning on the job. That is learning in the life. University only provides the skill to learn, but the learning starts thereafter. We may take, for instance, our sudden shift towards digital technology. Just now it has been mentioned. It has made all of us informal learners of that technology so that we do not feel left behind. We may not be experts, but we do possess the basic skills to receive the services we are entitled to enjoy. Learning is a matter of survival, since new technologies decide how we receive and gather information, collaborate with others, and communicate. The advent of new technologies and the crying need for re-skilling also point to the importance of increased collaboration and cooperation. while the fourth industrial revolution will make 75 million jobs, according to one study, 75 million jobs obsolete by the year 2022. It is also projected to create 133 million new jobs, according to a recent World Economic Forum report. The best way to handle this situation is to re-skill and multi-skill the existing workforce so as to build a robust internal talent pipeline and to ensure improved employee loyalty. It is gratifying to know that the majority of modern workers are happy to re-skill themselves to catch up with the digital workforce. Thus, an atmosphere of cooperation between the decision makers and the workforce is of utmost importance in today's workforce atmosphere. This ideal, again, we are familiar with this ideal because we have been told Parasparam Bhavyanta Shreya Param Vapasyat, which means by mutuality and cooperation all shall achieve the highest welfare. In this age of human tech partnership, this highest welfare is the key to happiness, which is now regarded as one of the greatest achievements of business and even of nations. Interestingly, the way many of our corporate and techno-busy bees search for happiness has been likened to a drunk looking for his house. One is reminded of what French thinker Voltaire said, "They can't find it, but they know it exists." And hunting for happiness, they trip over sometime their own feet. Before I conclude, I would like to draw your attention to what Stephen Klein identified as things that make people, organizations, and nations truly happy. Klein is one of the most influential science writers of Europe. According to him, the well-being of body, activity, and alert mind, variety control over one's fate, and relationship to other people are the key to individual happiness in any organization. At the organizational and societal level, democracy makes people happy, so do autonomy, civic sense, social equality, power of self-determination, and the opportunity to make collective decisions. Come to think of it, all these values apply equally well to any business environment. By the way, this science writer, Stephen Klein, in his very popular book, The Science of Happiness, describes a place. He writes about a place which enjoys happiness through the human development it has achieved. He cites the findings of Nobel laureate Professor Amartya Sen and describes the place as the promised land where paper grows. That land is better known as Kerala, God's own country. Therefore, the efforts of Trivandrum Management Association to discuss the emerging industrial scenario in the Kerala context is certainly a welcome and futuristic step. I wish these deliberations all success. I would also like to congratulate the winners of the TMA Award for Corporate Social Responsibility, the TMA Adani Startup Award, and the TMA KIMS Best Paper Presentation Award. I compliment the organizers for conducting this beautiful function. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Valdenanni Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that wonderful speech of yours. And now, may I request Mr. Mahesh Ellis, Honorable Secretary TMA, to present the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, a token of love and gratitude from our side. Also, requesting Mr. Mahesh once again to present a memento to the Director of Adani Enterprises Limited, Sri Hemant Nerurkar. Thank you all. National Anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे